Yuba-Sutter.live's local government live streams are presented by Plumas Lake Self-Storage in Plumas Lake, where lifelong local residents are helping other residents keep things safe, providing indoor storage units, outdoor RV and vehicle parking, moving supplies, and Penske truck rentals. Details at plumaslakeselfstorage.com.
Who's leading us in the flag salute? Yes, go ahead. Yeah. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We will now we have 4 presentations.
Joe Hendricks, Deputy Superintendent of the Sutter County Office of Education, please join the board to accept a proclamation recognizing October 2024 as National Bullying Prevention Month in Sutter County.
Okay, this is National Bullying and Prevention Month, October 2024. Bullying is a physical, verbal, sexual, emotional, or inability intentionally directed to a person or group of people. Bullying occurs in neighborhoods, playgrounds, schools, and throughout technology such as internet and cell phones. Various research have conducted that bullying is the most common form of violence affecting millions of children and adolescents annually. Targeted bullies are more likely to acquire physical, emotional, learning problems, and students who are repeated bullied often fear such activities as riding a bus, going to school, and attending community activities. Sutter County Board of Supervisors hereby proclaim the month of October as National Bullying and Prevention Month. We encourage everyone to participate in bullying prevention education activities, not only this month, but throughout all year long, making a visible statement that we are strongly committed to bullying prevention in Sutter County.
Yeah, on behalf of all of the kids in Sutter County, I want to thank you for taking that opportunity to acknowledge it. Our kids have a lot of needs, and they come to school with various needs. I know some of the mental health issues have come before the board here, and it's important that we as adults and our children teach our children to be kind to everyone, to be compassionate, to treat other people the way they want to be treated. And I believe in the schools, coming from the school system, we also need to be able to teach our kids how to assertively speak up for themselves in a way that we can carry on democracy without it becoming bullying and such.
Thank you very much.
Fire Battalion Chief Richard Epperson and firefighters, please join the board to accept a proclamation recognizing October 6th through the 12th, 2024 as Fire Prevention Week in Sutter County.
Okay, bring up guys. Come on. All the firefighters. Okay, Fire Prevention Week, October 6th to the 12th of 2024. Fire is a serious public safety concern both locally and nationally, and homes where people are at the greatest risk of fire. Smoke alarms, sensors, smoke, as well before you can alert to the danger. In the event of a fire, you may have little as 2 minutes to escape safely. Working smoke alarms cut the risk of dying in homes by 50%. In the 2024 Fire Prevention Week theme, smoke alarms make them work for you. Work to educate everyone about simple yet important actions that they can take to keep themselves and those in their home safe. Sutter County Board of Supervisors do hereby proclaim October 6th to 12th, 2024 as Fire Prevention Week in Sutter County and urge all residents to develop their homes fire safe plan to check their batteries and their smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors. Did you want to say a few words? Who here is, who's our speaker? There we are.
So these guys that I brought today are all the boots on the ground, and they don't just do this the 6th through the 12th. They do it every day in October, just about. They were doing it this morning, prevention to all the local schools and stuff, so I'm very proud of them.
We got to scoot in, guys. Let me go like this. Here, hold on. I don't think we got a, Steve, we didn't get a picture for the bully. Oh, thanks, guys. You know, this, I must say that I've read a lot about the fire departments in the East Coast and the South, helping all the victims of the hurricanes out. So, you know, they are our first line of defense as well. Oh, I forgot to give it to them. They're talking. Huh?
You're holding it, talking away.
Yeah. Okay, here we go.
Neil Hay, Director of Development Services, and Code Enforcement Officers, please join the board to accept a proclamation recognizing October 6th through the 12th, 2024 as Code Enforcement Officer Week in Sutter County.
Hey, Neil. Code Enforcement Officers Week, October 6th to the 12th, 2024. Code enforcement officers are dedicated, highly skilled, qualified, and highly trained professionals who share the goals of preventing neighborhood deterioration, enhancing communities, and ensuring safety and preserving property values throughout the knowledge of training and appreciation of housing, zoning, and nuisance laws. Code enforcement officers have highly valuable roles in the communities that serve and require interaction with the public and in a variety of federal, state, county, and local officials in their capacity of code enforcement officers. Code enforcement officers have challenging and demanding roles and often do not receive recognition for the job they do in improving the quality of life for the residents, businesses, and local communities. And the Board of Sutter County Supervisors do hereby proclaim the second week of October, known as Code Enforcement Officers Appreciation Week, and call upon the residents to join in recognizing and expressing appreciation and for the dedication and service by individuals who serve as code enforcement officers. So I just like, you guys want to say something? Neil, you want to say it?
Well, thank you, Chair and Board. I think on behalf of our department and certainly our key staff of JAG, Austin, and Crystal, we appreciate this proclamation and the recognition. Our department is, certainly through code enforcement, just trying to maintain and raise the quality of life for our residents, and we'll continue to do so. So thank you so much.
So I'd just like to say that, all code enforcement cases are generated by complaints of the community, and that's how they come out and visit people and take care of those problems. If you have a problem, you see a blighted neighborhood or, in your community, please call the code enforcement and they'll come out and visit them and make sure that whatever's being done is done correctly and according to the law. Thank you. Thanks, guys.
Sheriff Barnes and Under Sheriff Smallwood, please join the board to accept a proclamation recognizing October 2024 as Crime Prevention Month in Sutter County.
Okay. Crime Prevention Month, October 2024. The vitality of our community depends upon how safe we keep our homes, neighborhoods, schools, workplaces, and communities. Crime prevention must include self-protection and security, but they must go beyond those to provide collaborative effort to make neighborhoods safer for all ages. Adults must invest time, resources, and policy support in effectively prevention and in intervention strategies for youth, and adults must make sure that to encourage teens in programs to drive crime from their communities. Effective crime prevention programs succeed because of the partnership with law enforcement, other government agencies, civic groups, schools, faith communities responsible for and instill pride. Sutter County Board of Supervisors do hereby proclaim October 2024 as Crime Prevention Month in the Sutter County and urge everyone to invest in the power of prevention and working together to make Sutter County a safer, stronger, and more caring community.
Great. Thank you, Supervisor. Well, really, the credit goes to the folks you see up here and so many more that are back at the office and working our streets right now, working in our jail facility. Just yesterday in the town of Sutter, we had an incident that could have been a much bigger problem, but we were able to get there and really resolve that in collaboration with the school. And really, we go out of our way to make sure, even at the jail, like contraband doesn't get in. The work our investigations do, the work that our patrol staff does is just amazing. There were some folks noted in here that we collaborate with, certainly faith-based organizations, schools, but also the Farm Bureau plays a major role with some of our ag theft, as well as our neighborhood watch groups. We have quite a few of those out in the community that help work with us, and we rely on them to be good partners and provide us information. And so it really is a collaborative approach to providing services in Sutter County, and we're very happy to do it.
So the best neighborhood watch group is where?
District 5. Sorry, Dad.
That's right. It's not. No, it's in God's country. Anyway, yeah, that's true.
He's the moral artery.
So just real quickly, I always preach this every time Brandon comes to a meeting in my community, so I might as well do it here. If you see something that you think is suspicious, if you have a crime, don't forget to call it in, to file a report, get the number so Brandon knows where the crime is being committed. If you don't report it, he doesn't know. And so, no, that's right. And it happens. So anyway, if you see something that looks suspicious, call them. You don't have to call the 911. There's the non-emergency number, which is? You know it off the right off your heart.
What's that? Yeah, it's 822-7307, or you can also report online at suttersheriff.org. We're happy to take your suggestions or complaints that way as well.
Thank you.
We have like 12 paint on. We do have a lot. 822 and
Okay, public comment. Members of the public are allowed to address the board on items of interest to the public that are within the subject matter and jurisdiction of the Board of Supervisors. State law provides that no discussion or action may be taken on any item not appearing on a posted agenda. Speaker cards.
Yes, we have two. The first is from Steve Roach.
The lectern, yep, right there. Thank you.
Green means good. Need some training. I'm here to talk about hemp. A couple years ago, we all spoke and we talked about, how to build an ordinance and take care of that potential industry. And we had a nice year-and-a-half break out in West-Sutter. And now it's back with a vengeance. I'll read you a text I just got from one of my fellow homeowners out there at the west end of town, thanking me for coming to the meeting and saying, yes, the smell from the pot crop is horrendous. From the lights and cameras, pretty sure it's not hemp. Either way, our house reeks of the smell. Even if windows aren't open, it seeps in everywhere. My car sits in the garage with the windows up, and it smells like weed, too. Hope the county prohibits it from now on. Thanks again. So not a new problem, just a bad one that's come back. And I realize you guys are wrestling with some other issues regarding the industry, and you've got some decisions that are not necessarily focused on the smell and some serious considerations. But I can tell you that it is turning our neighborhood into an unlivable place. Just like it was 3 years ago, we were out in our backyard finally getting a break from the heat like we are right now. And we were chased back into our house, slammed our windows closed, and turned on our air conditioners. This will continue in our neighborhood until the harvest is over. So we won't be sleeping on the nice cool nights with our windows open. We won't be out in our backyards enjoying it. We'll be smelling this stuff in our clothing, in our carpets, in our cars, in our garages, in our living rooms. It's not compatible with neighborhoods and residential areas, much less the others. So you have sensitive receptors like churches and schools and old folks' homes, things like that. There's one group that has not been protected, and that's residential neighborhoods. Where do we spend more time than in our homes? We sleep there at night, we eat there with our families, we entertain our friends. We're there all the time, and we're completely unprotected from this smell. Not to mention, Sutter High School is going to have a funny stink to it when we have out-of-town folks coming to play the Huskies that nobody wants, but it's bad. So I've talked to Mike, we've had some conversations about it, we bounced some ideas around, but I wanted to come just in front of you as a resident and tell you that we moved up here 6 years ago for our retirement, and we thought we beat this problem 3 years ago. And here it is again, and we're having conversations about moving. I don't think you want people doing that. And most people in town don't have that option. They live here, they work here, they're raising their families here. So their choices are either we do something about it, or they just put up with it. They put up with this lack of quality of life. So that's all I have to say. I'll be talking to some of the fellows offline and following up with this, but it's not going away.
Can I ask one quick question related to this? Are we talking hemp or marijuana, or you're not sure?
It's either. I mean, the plant's the same. It
Yeah,
would be a legal
okay.
hemp grow, I realize they've got different rules controlling them, but the plant's the same, the smell is the same. The problems are very similar. Regardless of which it is, it's creating that problem, and it's
Okay.
a serious one.
Through the chair, Supervisor, I believe this is something that we're going to bring up on the agenda to discuss more, I believe, in November, I believe. So it's something we're working on right now.
I just wanted to say a word now and appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
Next speaker,
The next speaker is Tony Farley.
Yeah, it's Tony Farley in South UC Hyde Park area. I do smell a lot of marijuana. I'm tired of this crap. It needs to stop. I'm about to call the DEA and FBI to get involved. I know the DEA will get involved and call the National Guard and take the weeds out with the National Guard. I'm gonna call the National Guard. I'm gonna call the DEA and all that because weed is not okay. it kills your brain cell. It's like alcohol. I don't like no weed. This ain't no Snoop Dogg land. This is Sutter County land, Sacramento Valley land. No weed. This is ridiculous. So here, thank Sarah for her service. Thank the Hampton guy for his service. Thank the lawyer for his service. Thank you, Mac Ziegler, for your service. Diversity. Like him, this Darth Vader guy. Thank you for your service, Darth Vader. Matt Conan, the drive the foreign Toyota truck. Thank you for his service. The AR guy, thank you for his service. Thank you for your service, CSO, the CSO right there. Thank you for his cadet, the boat captain, Zachary Hannibal's twin, the undersheriff right there, the media, also the detective, man. Detective in the house. Thank him for his service. Talk about the weed issue. Thank Brandon Barr, the baddest sheriff ever, coolest sheriff, the funny sheriff. Al from the Dynasty, man. The Dynasty. Thank you, Ad Commissioner. Formerly known as Farmer Girl. Thank you, Steve Smith. I will see you after the closed session. I'm going to get the Oreos and that stuff. And thank you, Bill or William, the Pride Mason guy. And thank you, Zachary Hannibal, and thank you, Neil, the Caltrans guy. Thank you for your service.
Thank you. Next speaker? That was it? Okay. Okay, moving on to consent calendar. Consent calendar groups together those items of which are considered non-controversial or which prior policy direction have been given to staff and only require routine action by the board. The chair will be advised the audience that the matter may be adopted by one motion. However, the board may, at its option or upon a request of a member of the public, consider any matter separately. 1 through 16. Do we have a motion?
Move for approval of consent. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. Moving on to number 17.
Public hearing to consider approval of an updated weights and measures fee schedule, adoption of a resolution revising the fee schedule for the Agricultural Commissioner Sealer, and introduction of an ordinance amending the Sutter County Ordinance Code relating to weights and measure fees. Waive the full reading, direct the clerk to read the title only, and continue the item to October 22nd, 2024 for adoption.
Okay. Here we go. Nicholas, take it away.
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair, members of the board. Nick Oliver, Assistant Agricultural Commissioner. Today we bring before you a request to consider changes to the Sutter County Weights and Measures Ordinance related to collection of fees for registration of commercial weighing and measuring devices. County sealers of weights and measures are appointed by their respective county boards of supervisors, and partially fund local weights and measures enforcement programs. The program and the related fee authorization have been amended many times since then to add new devices to the registration program of maximum fees in statute. The fees authorized for weights and measures device registration are specified in the Business and Professions Code, which sets a maximum fee that can be charged for each device or location for which a required inspection is necessary, depending on the type of scale or measuring device being used. Counties are authorized to charge up to the maximum in order to reimburse their cost of inspection of testing of the weighing or measuring device. The Sutter County Weights and Measures Fee Ordinance was last updated in July of 2023. Assembly Bill 1304, signed by the governor on October 8, 2023, amended the Business and Professions Code, Section 12240 and 12246, increasing the weights and measures device registration fee maximums and extending the authority of county boards of supervisors to charge annual fees to recover costs to the county sealer. These new fee maximums have been effective since January 1, 2024. The proposed action seeks to recover cost of commercial weights and measures device inspections consistent with these increased statutory fees. Because most of the fees contained in the fee study are limited by authorizing statute, the revised fee schedule and the ordinance will tie the fees charged in Sutter County's ordinance to the statutory fee maximum. The proposed action will prevent the need to revisit these fees each time they're increased by the state legislature or by the California Department of Food and Agriculture. Proposed increase of the following annual commercial device registration fees in alignment with the maximum fee rate allowed per Business and Professions Code 12240 as amended from time to time. Propose business location fee increase from $100 to $120. Propose water submeter fee increase from $2 to $6. Proposed vapor submeter fee increase from $4 to $10. Propose computing scale fee increase from $23 to $25. Propose other weighing and measuring device category fee increase from $20 to $26. The increase in total revenues resulting from these requested changes are estimated at $6,700 for fiscal year 24-25, and the increase in revenues has been incorporated into the department's requested budget. There's no direct cost to the county associated with this proposal other than the staff time to review the recommended new and revised fees. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Nicholas. We'll open a public hearing. Do we have any no speaker cards? Any member of the public wish to speak? Seeing none, we'll close the public hearing, bring it back to the board. Any questions from the board?
Just move approval of the recommended action.
Can I just say a couple things real quick? So, Nick, I think it's important that the work you guys do, for the public benefit. Don't forget, it's when you go to buy a gallon of gas, Lisa's office, Nick's group measures those meters to make sure that you're getting an accurate gallon of gas. Same thing with when you go to buy your groceries and you buy a pound of apples, you're getting a pound of apples. Those are the things that they do to make sure that the public is getting a best bang for their buck. And we have a motion and a second. Any other comments? Seeing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. And we'll bring it back to you. The clerk will read the ordinance.
An ordinance of the County of Sutter, amending the Sutter County Ordinance Code by amending Chapter 215, Section 215-070, relating to weights and measures.
Okay. Item 18 is Donna Johnson's clerk, recorder, voters, clerk of the board. You're going to do this one, right?
Yes, hello, Honorable Chair and Supervisors. Gina Graham, Assistant Clerk of the Board. The item before you for your consideration is the nomination of a member and an alternate to the California State Association of Counties Board of Directors for 2024 to 25. Currently, Supervisor Flores serves as the member and Supervisor Bain serves as the alternate member.
Okay. that was, okay. Are there any speaker cards? No, no speaker cards. Do the board have any questions about that?
No, I nominate Dan Flores as our member.
Okay.
And I'll explain really fast how this works for those in the audience. So Dan's been on that committee for quite some time now, and how it works is as you're on these committees, you develop more or less seniority, and you get a chance to actually get voted on as chair and vice chair of these committees. Same thing with like RCRC, which Supervisor Conan served on for years. And so by having that same person up there gives you a better chance, better odds of getting one of those positions, which is better for your county when it comes to the economic development and so forth of the counties.
Thank you, Mike.
Can we do this all in one motion, both him and Carm as alternate?
Yeah.
Want to?
I was going to suggest we nominate Supervisor Ziegemeyer.
Oh, okay.
We can do it however you want to do it.
That's okay with me.
No,
He was interested in it, so. Right?
would the nomination be for myself as alternate, Dan as
Or whatever
committee?
you guys want.
Okay.
Does that work for you?
Yeah.
Okay.
We do this one motion.
Okay.
So Dan is, and you're as the alternate, Mike.
Correct.
Okay. We have a motion and
Second.
second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously. And moving on.
Adoption of a resolution authorizing the Director of Development Services to submit an application to Cal Recycle for rubberized pavement grant TRP 17 for fiscal year 2024 to 25, and to execute all documents related to the administration of grant funding.
Good afternoon, Chair and Supervisors. So as the title brought up, essentially our department had applied for a grant through the state, the Cal Recycle, and this is a grant that utilizes recycled tires, rubber that gets put into asphalt pavement for pavement overlays. And the state provides a kind of a grant incentive. Kind of the finer points of the application and the process that we wanted to point out to your board is that because quite often you hear a grant and it's always a matter of how much does it actually get paid for or reimbursed. And with this process and program, the state essentially reimburses the county or any applicants for the incremental cost to add the asphalt or the recycled rubber to the asphalt mix. And so just so you're kind of aware, staff put together a cost estimate, and essentially our cost of materials to do the work is about $845,000. When we go and add the recycled rubber to the cost of the project, it becomes just over $1.1 million. So that's just over $250,000 increase. The grant's going to reimburse the county for $147,000. And so the county will pay an extra $110,000 to add the recycled rubber to the project. The county and our department applied for the grant. Typically, we're eligible for 3 grants, both for asphalt overlays and then Cape Seal, chip seal pavement repairs. And so we wanted to make you aware of that. We're essentially trying to assist the state with its efforts to recycle tires. It is kind of widespread throughout the state. But just some of the finer points of the grant application, every year that you apply for the grant, the reimbursement ratio actually decreases. So we've done one contract already with Cape Seal contract, and the costs work out a little bit differently. This is our first with an overlay contract, but if we were to do successive ones, the county's cost share of adding the rubber to the asphalt would actually would go up. So with that, I'm happy to answer any questions, and we have the resolution that's included in the packet. So please let me know if you have any questions.
Sure. I'll start off, Neil. So, Neil, the rubberized asphalt overlay, is it smoother, more efficient? Does it last longer?
So the methodology behind it is that it should reduce crack propagation. So essentially the cracks that develop in the asphalt, the rubber is intended to essentially distribute loads better, primarily through heavy truck traffic, so that cracks don't occur as often. And then also, typically in our contracts, we always do overlays. So we do a 2 to 3 inch overlay of existing asphalt. And so if there's cracks that are in the existing asphalt, it reduces those reflecting up through the overlay. Essentially, it'll take longer for them to reflect up. So that's the premise. Typically, the percentage of rubber that gets mixed into the asphalt is about 20 to 25% is the absolute maximum, but 20% is kind of the Caltrans standard.
Well, one more question. So, it's obviously costing them probably $250,000 more, correct? Do you think those benefits outweigh that cost?
So for this one, because like I say, this is the first of the 3 application cycles, we do feel that the reimbursement ratio is the highest, and it makes sense, especially with some of the roads that we've selected for the project. Because this would not go in the current overlay contract that's going to begin work on October 14th, but this would go in the contract that we'll actually be advertising with your board probably in about January, and then the work would occur in the spring. But yes, we wanted to, staff applied, submitted the application because we felt one, it can preserve the asphalt and can help us with our preservation efforts. 2, it's helping the state recycle rubber tires. But we also wanted to make you aware that in subsequent years, we'll make your board aware of whether or not we think that it's, as a viable, maybe the reimbursement ratio versus the longevity of the pavement.
Mike, you had a question.
Yeah, I mean, we went over this in Public Works, and we went over the fact that it was almost per project, to see how it added up per project. And some projects it wouldn't equate to. It would actually, the grant would actually end up costing us more money. So, yeah, I know you mentioned that there's going to be certain projects where even though it looks like a grant, but that $150,000 actually might cost you an extra $250,000 more. But in this case, it's actually beneficial.
Well, is it?
We would say, definitely that, essentially the extra $110,000 of, I'll say county road funds that would go into the contract. We feel that due to the mileage and the road segments, it's probably going to create some added longevity to the asphalt, which, is always an important consideration. It's just that in subsequent grant cycles, if we were to apply, we'll bring that before your board for consideration, because that reimbursement ratio does go down. And so then depending on, it also kind of works in conjunction with our road plan and maybe which roads we're identifying, right? We kind of move around. We do arterials, we do collectors, we do local roads. We try to service the agricultural community. So it all just kind of depends on the existing candidate roads.
Okay. What's the pleasure of the board? You want to spend the extra money or cancel the grant?
Well, I'm willing to vote to spend the money if it's going to come back. What I'm getting at is when I look at the roads, like especially in my district, we have some really deep cracks there in Sutter. And what I'm afraid of is when we go do this overlay, that these cracks within 4 or 5 years, we see these cracks coming back. And, the community of Sutter is really excited to finally have these roads redone. You look at some of the roads, like on Locust Street, it looks like a dirt road. The road's never been done. I mean, last time they were done were probably in the late 70s on some roads in Sutter. And I know there's a lot of roads in the county. But like I said, if this, I don't want to vote for an added cost if we're not seeing this come back as a great investment. And if you're telling us this is worth the investment, it pencils out, then I don't think either one of us, all 4 of us, have a reason not to vote yes.
Yeah, through the chair, it's worth trying it, right? And seeing how it holds up. Is it really going to last longer like they say, right?
Right. No, so it's definitely our department's recommendation. I mean, to, move forward and to have your board consider and adopt the resolution, because we do feel that, like I say, there's going to be the longevity of adding the asphalt. We just wanted to make you aware that in subsequent grant cycles, because essentially the grant, it's at least every 2 years, sometimes every 1 year. And we just wanted to make you aware that every time, you hear, an opportunity for a grant, it's just that sometimes, it's devil's in the details as to kind of how it really pays out. And so our department does try to be very selective about the grants that we do apply. It takes staff time, right, to do all that. There's a lot of subsequent paperwork follow-up afterwards. But, this one we felt was, like I say, worthwhile, and that's why we're recommending it for your board. And in subsequent grants, we'll bring them for your board and, kind of explain what we think the trade-offs are.
Through the chair. One more quick one for you, Neil. So the ratio of what you're getting back from them grants decreases every time you apply, but does it ever reset after so much time?
Oh, it's my understanding that, you can do 3 grant cycles, and then I think you either have to take a break, and I could find out what the actual duration is, but it's a rather significant break, just so that every agency in the state, both cities and counties, have an opportunity to submit projects.
Okay, gotcha.
Through the chair, sorry. So that's why you're saying that you're taking it case by case per road to actually use this grant on these really neglected roads.
Right.
That have the deeper cracks and so forth. All right.
So Neil, is there any way you could maybe do a little experiment and do a bunch of the roads with this, but then maybe one particular area do it traditional way and really see, where there's similar cracking issues to see if it really pays or not?
Like in District 5?
We have lots of cracks in District 5.
Well, I would say that, we're fortunate that, like I said, we have an overlay contract. It's about 14 miles that is actually beginning on October 14th, and that'll complete before the winter. And then should your board approve this resolution and we move forward with the grant, we're bringing forward a bid package in the winter to do work in the spring, April, May-ish, and that would be the road segments that would have this asphalt rubberized pavement placed. And so for the most part, those 2 asphalts will be placed, essentially within the same fiscal year, and then we can monitor that over time. And staff has gotten very good about doing traffic counts, so we keep track of both all types of vehicular, automobiles, and truck traffic. And that is, like I say, it's always an important consideration in our pavement preservation program.
Okay. What's the pleasure of the board?
I'll make a motion to approve.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes unanimously.
Good work. Good work.
Yep, thank you, Neil. Okay, Steve Smith, follow up.
Thank you, Honorable Chair and Supervisors. Just a couple announcements. The Sheriff's Annual Trunk or Treat is going to be held Friday, October 25th from 6 to 8. It is walkthrough only, unless you'd like to participate and decorate a trunk to give candy out of. The Sheriff's Office is taking donations of candy for the event. A reminder, the museum will be closed starting tomorrow through October 29th, as we're down to, we're down staffing and need time for current staff to work on some grant funding to make sure projects so that we are compliant with the grant. And then just one update, when the board, I forget if it was last meeting or meeting before, but approved the Sherpa budgeting system. You had asked specifically about money back since we won't be using the budgeting module in Workday. And our Director of General Services, Ken Straw, let me know there'd be a discount off of about $160,000 and some amount in the tens of thousands per month moving forward as well, since we're not using that. So just wanted to update you. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. Anything else? Nope, that's it. Okay. We have several correspondence, mostly from Donna's office on different committees and commissions that are not filled. And now we'll move on to board reports and closing and sympathy. Mike?
No, I don't have anyone to close in memory of, but I do want to talk about all the local sports going on. You get a chance to get out there. We got some great gosh, we have quite a bit of volleyball teams that are undefeated right now, especially Steve Smith's hometown East Nick and Supervisor Conan's volleyball team. It's just like, it's been a great year for football, volleyball, flag football, ladies, girls flag football. You get a chance to go watch that. It's pretty awesome. It's really cool. Wow, I can't believe it that this season's only a few more weeks away from high school football and it's playoff time. But Sutter High School's undefeated in league, which is great. This is a new league. And so excited. And hopefully these teams will, the injury bug has been huge, especially for Sutter. I don't know about how the other teams are doing, but hopefully everyone stays healthy for the end of the year. But other than that, that's it.
Okay.
Through the chair, real quick. Do you guys ever wonder or get upset like that Sutter just dominates all the time? I know. No? Okay. That's all.
It's a lot bigger school than some of the other. Dan, go ahead.
Nothing in particular to just report from the district, but I had a couple of things. One, I'd like to offer up a recognition for Richard Dosher, who served for the Planning Commission for 10 years. We can offer him a plaque or something for appreciation. And two, I just want to mention that we had a really successful Sutter County Health Town Hall, and I want to say thank you to Health and Human Services there. You guys did a terrific job in organizing it. We had good turnout from all the different healthcare providers that came, a really good turnout altogether, and we received some great feedback about healthcare in our community in general, and we look forward to doing or follow up to all of that. So just kudos to you guys for putting that together, and I just want to mention that. Thank you.
Mike, nothing? And I don't have anything tonight either to say. Mike?
I forgot, we mentioned the trunk or treat by the Sheriff's Department. Make sure you, if you get a chance, drop off some candy over there. A couple new bags. If you see their ad on their Facebook page. I didn't go last year, went the year before, but it looks like you guys always have a pretty good turnout. It's really awesome that you do that for the kids. They love that. One thing is last Saturday in Sutter, I forgot to mention, they had the floating pumpkin patch at the SYO pool, which is pretty neat. The pumpkins float. So kids were able to, it cost $5 to go swim for the few hours and grab a pumpkin out of the pool. But it was pretty well attended. So great job to the SYO for putting that on.
Nothing else? So we need a motion for closing the meeting.
I make a motion to approve.
We don't actually have any.
Second.
Yeah, the plaque.
The plaque.
Plaque, yeah. Okay. No sympathy. Okay. We have a motion. Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passed unanimously, and that closed session is canceled. Thank you. Meeting adjourned.
Yuba-Sutter.live's local government live streams are presented by Plumas Lake Self-Storage in Plumas Lake, where lifelong local residents are helping other residents keep things safe, providing indoor storage units, outdoor RV and vehicle parking, moving supplies, and Penske truck rentals. Details at plumaslakeselfstorage.com.
In the heart of the valley, we rise so bright, where the news flows freely in the morning light. Yuba-Sutter.live, where truth comes alive. Every Tuesday's a journey, it's where we thrive. Watch it unfold. Yuba-Sutter.live, in the heart of